The film begins with Chuck being shown. He was shocked to see that the luxurious bungalow which he had bought by paying a huge amount of money was dripping with rainwater. Then he made a picture of this thing and sent it to the property agent and started cursing him in his heart. After this, he went to his wife Maria's studio to check if water was dripping there as well. His wife Maria was a fashion designer and was doing a live session at this time and was sharing her designing experience. Luckily, her studio was completely dry. Then Chuck's eyes fell on an old modeling dummy standing in the corner of the room. His wife liked it so much that she brought it with her to the bungalow. After this, he went outside the bungalow to check if there was any issue outside as well. Then his neighbor came to Chuck. He was surprised as to how it reached the bungalow. During their conversation, the neighbor revealed the secret that the previous owner of the house had committed suicide in this house. Chuck was completely shocked to hear this because the property agent did not tell him this information. Then he came back and started looking at the pictures of the leak again. Then he notices a shotgun in one of the pictures. Although there was no weapon in his house, he gets confused as to where this gun came from. But the strange incident did not stop here. The next morning, when he was roaming in the garden of the bungalow, his eyes fell on the modeling dummy of his wife, which was standing in the garden in a strange manner. Then the neighbor came again and started looking at the whole matter. Chuck suspected that this could be a mischief of his sister, because a few months ago, due to the death of their mother in an accident, his sister's mental condition had become a little bad. Then the neighbor advised Chuck to pay attention to his sister's mental condition. Sadie also suggests him to go to the nearby library and read the history of this area. Along with this, he also invites him to a meeting of a local group. In the afternoon, Chuck goes to the library, and while flipping through the books, he finds a book in which the deep history of this small village is written. As he is about to leave, he sees some books lying on the ground. He also sees a girl crying. She warns him not to delve so much into the secrets of this place. Otherwise, the consequences can be very dire. But Chuck ignores her words, thinking that she is crazy, and he reaches the library counter with the books. When the librarian saw the books, her eyes were wide open. She immediately warned Chuck not to search this particular place, because till now no one has been able to reach there. Chuck says that I did not think of anything like that. I just want to understand the history. Sadie also tells about the crying girl and the books scattered on the floor. The librarian suddenly became serious. He immediately leaves from there. Then Chuck also returned home quietly. After coming home, he started reading books, which were related to a secret conference of 1980. Then suddenly the doorbell rang. One of his students was standing outside the door who had come to take music class. Chuck was a music teacher, and today this student of his came to learn music for the first time. In the beginning, the student was getting very nervous. Then, Chuck went to the kitchen to get water so that his mood could become a little light. But then suddenly the sound of the piano started echoing in the whole room. It seemed as if it was a performance of a professional person. Chuck was shocked because when he looked back, the student was standing at the kitchen door. Seeing this, both of them were very surprised. When she comes back to the piano, everything is quiet, and the woman the student told her about is not there. She gets very scared after seeing this. And runs away from there. Chuck was alone at night because his wife had gone out for office work. So he went to attend the garden club meeting suggested by his neighbor. There was a discussion going on a very sensitive topic. Generally, people of this village do not even like to talk about it. There were only 6 people in the meeting. Chuck notices that the man who works in the library has also come here. They were talking about a girl named Helen Foster, who had recently tried to commit suicide. The librarian tells that all this is reminding me of an old incident that happened in 1980, when a woman named Helen took her own life. Her daughter was constantly being harassed in school. No one came forward to help her. Then in this anger and grief, Helen shot herself in her house. Since then, a mysterious suicide happens every year in this village. People believe that all this is happening because of Helen's spirit. They believe that Helen's house is haunted by no one. Until the truth is revealed, this matter is not going to stop. The meeting was slowly becoming scary. So it was decided to end it. But as soon as Chuck came out, he heard a woman laughing from the old shack nearby. He came home terrified and went to his sister Isabel's room. Isabel had still not come out of the fear of her mother's death, and she often had nightmares in which she would see her mother again and again. Whenever this happened, she would come to Chuck and tell him about her fear, so that her mind could be lightened. One evening, Isabel's school friend came to their house to meet Isabel. He had been living in this village since childhood, and he knew many scary stories of this place. He told Isabel the whole story of Helen's suicide in great detail. At night, when Isabel was sleeping, the bathroom light turned on by itself. She got up and turned off the light, but after a while it turned on again. She felt as if the switch was faulty, so she removed the bulb and kept it on the side table of the bed. But as soon as she tried to sleep again, something very strange started happening. The mysterious things did not stop. The next morning when Isabel woke up, she saw that the sun had risen outside. At first she felt as if it was a bad dream, but when she looked at the bulb kept on the side table of her bed, she realized that whatever happened last night was all real. Isabel immediately tells the same thing to her friend. Just then she got a call from her brother Chaka, who asked Isabel to come back home immediately. When Isabel reached home, she saw that her sister-in-law Maria was very nervous. Actually, some time ago, Maria was doing a live session in her design studio. Then something strange happened. The hand of the dummy model placed behind her starts moving on its own. At the same time, her boss friend Firan, who was watching the live, calls her. Then Maria thought that maybe she wants to question her about the bridal dress. So Maria makes a video and sends it and tells that the dress is already ready. But when she again sits in front of the camera, she is surprised, because the dummy model had disappeared from there. Before that, it was not felt that she was moving. And then her friend started sending message after message that Firan should get out of the room. But Maria took these things lightly and continued her live session. After some time, when she went to show the dress of the dummy model, she saw that she was not there. Suddenly a loud sound came from the nearby room. Maria was scared at first, but then she moved towards that room fearfully. Then she realized the truth of the dummy model. When Chuck heard all this, he came home without wasting time, and together, they set the dummy on fire. Chuck told that by combining the planner's book of 1923 and the existing map of the city, I have found the correct address of a very old place. The name is 825 Forest Road, which is also the name of this story. Chuck had now decided that he himself will go and talk to the person who cheated on his wife. Isabel also insists to go with him. Just then an agent comes outside who came to ask for help for an ad shoot. But Chuck had to go out for that important work. Maria, whose condition was normal earlier, stays to help the agent. Isabel was feeling a bit nervous, so she asked her friend to stay with Maria, while Chuck and Isabel set out together towards the old address that is 825 Forest Road. On the way, Chuck said that if this turns out to be the same house, then I will set this house on fire, while Maria was helping the agent in the ad shoot. But suddenly the agent started speaking in a strange unknown language. On the other hand, Chuck and Isabel had now reached a ruined house passing through a dense forest. She broke the window and came inside and started looking for a number like Mark. Isabel slowly went to the upper floor and saw that this mansion looks exactly like a wheelhouse from inside. Then someone's shadow passes behind her. At the same time, Maria, who was at home, suddenly started talking about an old incident of 1980. She says that my daughter was harassed badly in school. She started crying many times. She says that my daughter was harassed badly in school. She asked for help from people many times, but no one extended a helping hand. Actually, the soul of the woman who committed suicide, that is Helen, had completely entered Maria's body. On the other hand, Chuck found a wooden box under the ground. It contained many letters that were written to the school. These letters were written by the same woman, but all of them had come back. Her home address was also written on the letter. Chuck realizes that the address of the previous house, that is, that woman's house, and the address of this house, that is 825 Forest Road, are the same. This is the reason why the soul comes to this house, because it used to be hers once. Chuck went upstairs to get Isabel because they had to leave immediately. But Isabel was standing quietly at one place. Then Isabel's friend was also convinced that something strange was happening to Maria. She deliberately asked her the name of her daughter. Suddenly Maria started screaming loudly and started laughing like a mad woman. After a few moments everything became quiet. Isabel's friend thought that the spirit had left. But then Isabel's eyes remained wide open in surprise. An invisible hand had held her shoulders tightly. When Chuck saw this, he ran towards her. He quickly tried to save Isabel, but suddenly some invisible force pulled both of them inside the old room. We come to know that the spirit of that woman, that is Helen's spirit, made Isabel and Chuck its prey and killed them. She will keep doing this until her mystery is solved and her spirit finds Chuck. And with this terrible ending, the story of this film also ends here.